Welcome to today's collective reading. This is Trinity Gaia Consciousness. In this series in particular, I will be taking a journey through each card in the Divine Masculine Healing Oracle deck by Christabel Jessica, and the artwork is by Cecilia G.F. The God that we'll be working with today, his name is Geb, and his overall statement here is, life is your canvas, and you are the creator. Find purpose in joy, not obligation, and embrace the transformative power of living authentically with creative intent. I know in this series up till now, I have gone through and I have read the guidebook word by word. But I think at this point, I want to respect the author and the individuals who, contributed to every bit and piece here, the art and the author, and inspire you to actually, if you're really, really, really curious, if you really want each word, because each one of these statements is so profound and it's got such healing possibility within each statement, whether it's to bring forth a hurt or to anchor in a positive memory in the now. So many words of healing that I would really at this point like to have this be something that could inspire you, given every reading up till now from this particular deck, to go out there and actually, grab one of these oracle decks for your own personal experience and spiritual inquiry into your life and insights, and to ask questions and to challenge. I don't want to completely step away from certain parts of it that just may really stand apart, but for every word and implication, they build on one another. It's so well thought out. And I do want to say that this is not anything that I'm being paid to do. This is me genuinely. This is my perspective. This is my opinion. And I feel that a lot of good could come in this world for those that are willing or feel called to work with this particular deck. But there's a lot here that could really offer insight and healing. So I'll go with possibly just like the first few sentences of each point, if you, the ones that stand out. So first of all, I'll just do like the introduction to who Geb is here. So in the pantheon in Egypt, Geb is the god of earth and the father of snakes. He has an affinity for earth magic, and he created the landforms on earth, so the continents, and he controls them. He's one of the 9 deities worshipped in Heliopolis. He's the son of Shu, who's the god of air, and Tefnut, because it could be pronounced from what I looked at as Tifnet, but for consistency with Shu and Nut, I'll pronounce it Tefnut, which is the goddess of moisture. He is the twin of Nut, so he is a twin deity, twin god. His twin, Nut, is the goddess of the sky. And they were born tightly gripping each other's arms, representing that relationship between earth and sky. Like other traditions around the world, they have like, Father Sky and Mother Earth. The life is created between them. Also, Geb's laughter is believed to be so powerful that it creates earthquakes and can assist crops in growing. Sounds kind of like, you may, have something awesome happen if you inspire Geb to laugh, then maybe not. So, life is a blank slate. The meaning you construct produces significance. Life means whatever you decide it means. If you want to impact the world, do so by simply enjoying yourself. Spreading light wherever you are. Seek purpose out of wonderment, not duty. You don't have to stumble across your one destined mission. It can be many small things, wending on a path, culminating in this beautiful tapestry. So, part of the reason why I'm doing this particular reading at this point is because it seems to be divine timing with what has been coming through in this download that I've been working on here in the last few readings. And that is the importance of giving self-care to yourself at this point in your journey, choosing to focus on the positive. I mean, you're in this healing, recovering, integrating, shedding old, and choosing to own that you wish to give to in your now and cultivate more of. And in this process of overcoming all these obstacles and calling back these fragments of self and your power, it's been exhausting. It's been taxing. And as you integrate all this, well, it's a similar feeling to having like a viral cold. However, like the flu or something, but you're not having like the body aches. You're having like the possible fluctuation in body temperature, and activity can kind of bring that on, or you're feeling like you need to lay down all day and you're sleeping more than normal. You feel like you just have like this blanket of weight over you. It's like your higher self, your spirit team and divine going, you need to rest. You need to rest. So here's this blanket, like a weighted blanket over you. It's soothing, it's comforting, but what's going through your mind because you've been pushing, is I should be doing something. I should be doing something. I should be doing something. And a teacher that I've encountered on my path, who was more of like the Buddhist tradition, something that she says is don't should yourself to death, or you shouldn't should yourself to death. And I believe her name's Shell Fisher, and she's an instructor on the Insight Timer. She may be in a couple of other locations too, but that's where I first encountered her. But yeah, you don't should yourself to death. So you may be in this state you feel like you should be doing, but you are. You are doing so much by letting your body have what it's asking you for, which is rest. And when you begin to kind of come out of that feeling of, okay, I've rested, okay, I've recuperated, and you may go in and out of it for a little bit with that as you create change in your physical world through routine or in your actual body, or maybe you're actually creating and seeing and experiencing changes in what it is to experience being in your body. bringing that into a healing and a balancing. Sometimes to heal, there is an increase in discomfort, but it's a discomfort that you know is going towards independence. It's going towards less pain. It's creating that strength and that balance versus just this pain that goes on for like, oh my gosh, you don't know. It's definitely, there's a light at the end of it. You know you're reaching that state where you're not going to feel like this when you do whatever you're doing right now. In that time or that place, you're going to be liberating your physical experience from this discomfort. Just like when you first start lifting weights. I mean, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to be sore. You're going to be tired. You're going to feel that when you do that motion, you know you worked your body. But you know if you keep doing it, you're going to get stronger and it's going to not even phase you at some point. I definitely get the feeling for this collective tuning in that some of you at certain points, you had an injury, you had a challenge that kind of threw your body off for a little bit, and you're bringing all of it in together and you're seeing that light. This will not phase me if I keep doing this. It will not affect me like it does now if I keep doing this. And as you begin to spend some time in that and you begin to experience it and realize it and live it, there is this new layer to it, which is enjoying being in your physical form and in your physical body, enjoying the experience, the sensory experience. Whether that's going to get your hair cut and just enjoying how they do that scalp massage when they're like shampooing. Or maybe you're getting a facial or you're giving yourself one. Taking time to pamper your body, to give positive physical experience, sensory experience, sound baths. Maybe, you're into Reiki. You can give yourself Reiki. You can do a Reiki treatment on yourself, or to have someone do Reiki for you, or long distance, or, add in a sound bath with some essential oils so it's sound and smell, maybe even taste, because if you're working with the medicinal level quality essential oils, maybe you put a little drop of peppermint in there, or maybe you have a little drop of rose. There's a lot of things that can come to it. Or even if you wanted to increase, the medical quality of like an antibacterial or an antiviral, or however that may be. I mean, I am not a medical person, so I'm not going to say that this is something you should do and it's fine. Definitely, if that's something you're interested in, because the world of essential oils, especially the medical quality, is a really fascinating aspect to nature. It's basically very concentrated herbal medicine. So definitely contact a medical professional in that aspect. Maybe like acupuncture or acupressure. Or a massage. And I bring that aspect up because I definitely feel that there's a fair amount of the collective that is here. Not necessarily all of you, but it's so rare for someone to hug you or to pat your arm or to just have that touch. And it be, a positive thing. It'd be something, obviously, when you're working with a massage therapist, you're going to be in a safe environment. There's ethics. There's a professional setting. You know what to expect. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask them, because the whole goal is to help you relax. And I can talk to this because I was once a massage therapist myself. So the whole goal is to get you to be able to receive the healing, the lack of stress, the lack of tension. And I'm going to give you an example. I had an older gentleman, and this was, when I was really like much younger. I was like in my early 20s. And he just, he was like old fashioned, and he was so concerned, right, about where his mind would go and how his body would respond, that he was having a panic attack because I was this young person. So what I did is I talked him through why I was doing everything I was doing. I talked to him about the science of it. I engaged his mind in it from more of a medical perspective, and why, if too much pressure was, why it was not actually a good thing, what it would do, and he could feel that response if it was getting there, like really just engaging more the logical, scientific aspect to his mind. And then he seemed to have a much lower level of anxiety. So whoever you end up working with, just like with a doctor or a therapist, if you don't jive with them, you don't jive with them. You don't stay working with someone you can't talk to when you go in for therapy. That's not going to help you, and they're going to know that they're not the right fit. So it's similar to that with a massage therapist, especially if it's something where you're not used to having the experience of someone touching you, like even just like a nice pat on the shoulder or something. It really stands apart in your day, so that you could become more comfortable with that being a positive thing, with that being a good thing, with it being something that is okay, because we are social creatures, and there is a neurological and thus psychological benefit from having that kind of a positive, safe, caring interaction. Definitely use your discernment. 100% use your discernment with it, and go at your own pace and do it what you feel comfortable with, period, because it's about you having a positive experience. But that may be for a subgroup in this collective, but it's very clear that needed to come through for you guys, because it's a difficult thing to talk about, especially nowadays. So having that structure, that example, having the, maybe this person isn't the right person for me to get a massage from because they're not asking these questions, and my anxiety is only getting higher because they don't know how to help me understand what to expect, where their mind is at, what I'm going to be encountering, where the boundaries are, what is actually going to occur moment to moment to moment in this session. Go with what makes you feel comfortable. And honestly, any therapist, they will definitely respect that. Pretty much anyone in the medical field, physical therapists, a lot of times they end up doing massage with you. They want you to be able to benefit from whatever it is that they're doing with you to help relieve your pain. And if you're experiencing anxiety and you have questions, they're going to want to address that so you can receive the optimal benefit. So definitely do not be afraid to express anything that you have curiosity or anxieties that you have around anything to do with any healing modality with the person that may be facilitating, because that's what it is. They are facilitating. They're there to help. So then it kind of moves into the cleanliness of your environment, like that hygiene, that attention to those little details, those little things, like with the facial, and maybe you'll do like foot soaks with Epsom salts, or you'll do like a mud bath or an Epsom salt bath. All these things, they can relieve discomfort, they can pull out toxins. They can improve the experience of what it is to be in your physical form. Because this aspect of the collective in moving through what you have gone through has been very heady, very intellectual, very intuitive, and anchoring yourself back into your body being a very good thing starts with doing what you can to facilitate those experiences that you do have in your physical body that feel safe and comfortable and supportive and positive and good to you. This is like a fertile space of positive thought processes being reinforced. It's kind of like a jumpstart or a reset that you're supercharging. It's like you're bringing in the ingredients and then letting it just like go with growing into these positive associations of I care about myself. I enjoy caring about myself. Sorry, I bumped the mic there. Because I do this, and this. And man, when you're in the thick of it, it is difficult because you just feel so tired for giving, all this energy and focus to overcoming obstacle A, overcoming obstacle B. And if you're dealing with any kind of discomfort or injury or imbalance in strength or posture, pain is going to be a part of that. And depending on how long it's been, it's going to be affecting many different areas of your body. It's kind of fascinating how complex the human body is. It really is. It's amazing what our body will do to create balance, even though at times it really seems like it's creating more imbalance. So you got to kind of figure it out a little bit from an intellectual perspective. It's just fascinating. It's fascinating. So you move beyond the wounded healer and you move into the healed healer because you healed beyond the wound yourself. That might be the title here. The healed healer that moved beyond the wounded self to the healed self. Oh, that might be too long, but I'll see what happens there. That was poignant and powerful. So it might be the title. So the environment that you live in too can also be reflective of this. So I don't know about you guys, but if I walk into a room and it's just filled with clutter, I am aware of all the things I need to do and should do, and that room just stresses me out. And I'm not alone in that. That's somewhatly, there is a consistency to that in most people. So doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and then that becoming a pattern for you. Growing up, it was called putzing. So you just kind of put things away, just kind of take a couple of minutes or whatever and just kind of putz around and everything a place for everything. And then just be part of self-care so that maybe you have a busy day the next day, you know that you're going to walk into that space at the beginning of your day and not go, the first note, I have things to do and I haven't done them. All of this is allowing you to authentically own being your best self in every moment, and that excitement of discovering what it is to be that version of you in that moment. And then what is it like to be you post, I don't know, hot Epsom salt bath or post hot stone massage, session? Just what is it like to feel like that? To be that relaxed, to be that comfortable, to, what is it like to be that you? And then to wake up the next day or to go home and be around your family or interact with your friends. What is it like to be that you, experiencing that? and see all of them kind of react to your new state of ease, really, ease. Geb is, in the overarching with the energy I really get from Geb, there is a need for change, and when change occurs, it creates balance and new growth. A lot of what I've got from Geb is it's about caring enough for yourself to be willing to choose the change that you want to create and just continuing in that direction. Sometimes it is moving out of your comfort zone. Sometimes it is laughing so hard you feel the world shakes a little bit, with him creating earthquakes when he laughs. But it could also be allowing that crop to grow, like that harvest, that energetic experience to be so diverse and rich that it is a very powerful memory for you, state of being. It becomes a glimmer in you where when you begin to know you're going to have that experience again, that you've booked that haircut or whatever, that you know it's going to be a good experience. You're excited about it. You're anticipating it. Because you already know, because X, Y, and Z times it was awesome. And that's pretty much the message that I have coming through at this time. I'm sure that there's Geb as an individual, as a mythological, divine being, a god, that he's got a lot more facets to him. But at this point, this is what's coming through overarching for Geb at this time. And with that, the divine within me sees and honors the divine, the love within you. Namaste.